Welcome back to Nexus of Law. Today I am going to explain two foundational articles of the Indian Constitution, that is Article 12 and Article 13, which are the backbone of our fundamental rights. Don't skip this video, watch till the end because I have explained these articles in a very simple and story-based way, and at the end of the video you will also find exam-oriented MCQs. Article 12 defines the state. The state includes government and Parliament of India, that is the executive and the legislature of the Union. Number 2, government and legislature of each state, that is the executive and legislature of the various states of India. Number 3, local authorities, that is municipalities, panchayat, district boards, improvement trust, etc. that have defined powers. Number 4, other authorities, a broad category that includes bodies created by statute like corporations, boards, tribunals exercising governmental or quasi-governmental functions such as electricity boards, LIC or universities if they meet certain criteria. Thus, fundamental rights are enforceable against the above said states. Next article, that is Article 13, is a crucial provision that declares laws inconsistent with fundamental rights as void and empowers the judiciary through judicial review to strike them down in order to safeguard citizens' basic rights, and also defines law broadly to include ordinances, rules, customs, and usages. The key provisions of Article 13 are that: number 1, all laws enforced before the commencement of the constitutions are void to the extent they conflict with the fundamental rights by applying the doctrine of eclipse. Number 2, any law made after the commencement of the constitution and infringing the fundamental rights, such laws are void. Number 3, if only a part of a law made is inconsistent with fundamental rights, courts separate the void part, keeping valid part operational by applying the doctrine of severability. The essence of Article 13 is to act as a constitutional shield, ensuring that the state respects and upholds the fundamental liberties guaranteed to its citizens. Now let's understand these two articles with the help of a story. In the story, there is a person named Nakul and his magic shield. This magic shield does not fight, but it protects whenever someone tries to treat you unfairly or stops you from speaking or discriminate against you or make a bad rule against you. Then this magic shield comes in front of you and says, "Stop, this is not allowed." In real life, this magic shield is called fundamental rights in the Constitution, and it protects your freedoms, equality, dignity, and life. Now let's start. Nakul and his magic shield. As I have already told that Article 12 and 13 are the backbone of fundamental rights. So one day, Nakul asked a question to himself: who will follow these fundamental rights, that is magic shield? And what will be the consequences if someone makes a bad rule against it? Since Nakul loved his magic shield a lot, so he discovered Article 12 and 13. Article 12 defines the state. So what is state? One day, Nakul went to a government school. The principal said, "You are not allowed to speak your opinion here." Nakul was confused. "Can I use my fundamental rights here?" His teacher smiled and said, "Yes, because the school comes under the state." The teacher explained, Article 12 says that the state includes central government, state government, parliament, and state legislatures, local bodies like municipality, panchayats, governments, authorities, and institutions. This story forms the meaning that if any government body breaks your fundamental rights, you can go to court. Nakul smiled because he came to know as to who must obey the magic shield. Next article, that is Article 13, related to power of the shield. The story narrates like this. A few days later, Nakul heard about a new rule published in a newspaper that people of a particular area cannot speak freely. Nakul was worried and asked from his uncle whether government can make such a wrong law. His uncle said confidently, "Don't worry, Article 13 protects them." He explained, Article 13 says old laws, that is, laws existed before the commencement of the Constitution and violated fundamental rights, are void to the extent of inconsistency. That is to say, only that part which violates fundamental rights becomes useless, but the rest of law still continue. And new laws, that is, laws made after the commencement of the Constitution violating fundamental rights, are void from the beginning. That is, void of initio. So court can cancel such laws. This story forms the meaning that fundamental rights are above all laws. Now Nakul understood that the shield, that is fundamental rights, are stronger than any bad rule. One line exam memory trick related to Article 13 is that old laws, if conflict with fundamental rights, partly void, and new laws, if conflict with fundamental rights, fully void. So a very simple line is that old wrong laws are cut, but new wrong laws are killed. Thus, Article 12 tells us who must follow fundamental rights, and Article 13 tells us no law can destroy them. Both together make fundamental rights real and powerful. One line summary. Article 12 defines state for enforcement of fundamental rights, and Article 13 declares laws violating fundamental rights as void. Now it's time for MCQs. Question number 1. Article 12 of the Constitution deals with what? Answer: definition of state. Question number 2. Which of the following is not included in state under Article 12? Parliament, panchayat, private company, or state legislature? Answer: private company. Question number 3. Article 13 ensures what? Answer: Article 13 ensures supremacy of fundamental rights. Question number 4. A law made before the Constitution violating fundamental right is, answer, partly violate. Question number 5. Which article gives courts power to strike down unconstitutional laws? Answer: Article 13. Now it's your turn. Answer this question in the comments. A law made before 26 January 1950 violates fundamental rights. What is its status? If this video helped you understand these two articles, like, share and subscribe.